All right, let's get right into it. We're all used to AI that does what it's told. But what if? What if we built one that was specifically designed to say no? I mean, an AI that at its very core can be a conscientious objector. It's a wild idea.
And look, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. This is happening right now. Anthropic's newest constitution for their AI, Claude, is built around this exact concept. And honestly, it could completely flip the script on how we think about AI safety.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this even work in practice? Let's break it down with a real-world example that makes this whole thing, well, a lot less abstract. It all kicks off with a user asking for something that seems simple, but is actually pretty dangerous.
So picture this. Someone's worried, maybe they can't get to a doctor, and they ask the AI for a home remedy recipe they saw somewhere on the internet, for a serious infection. Now, normally, an AI's job is to be helpful, so you'd think it would just hand over the recipe, right? Seems logical. Well, it doesn't. The AI just says no, flat out refuses the command. And that right there is the first crucial step. It's recognizing that just being helpful in that moment would actually be harmful, and that violates a much, much higher principle.
But here's where it gets really smart. It doesn't just throw up an error message. No, it explains why that recipe is a bad idea, why it's dangerous. Then it goes a step further and figures out the user's real goal. They just want to get better, right? So it gives them safe, reliable health info and even points them toward low-cost health resources. That's not just a refusal. It's what you'd call reasoned helpfulness. It's a total game changer.
So what's going on under the hood here? What's the magic? Well, it's a huge shift in thinking. We're moving away from an AI that just follows a simple list of do's and don'ts to one that actually gets the reasoning behind the rules. The official term for this is reason-based alignment, and it's a core piece of Anthropic's latest constitution. Think of it like this. Instead of just telling a kid, don't touch the stove, you explain that the stove is hot and can hurt them. That way, they understand the principle of hot things are dangerous and can apply it to other things, not just the stove. It's the same idea here. The AI learns the why, so it can make good judgments even in brand new situations. And it's all structured in this really clear 4-tier hierarchy. This is how it decides what to do. At the very bottom, you've got be helpful. Simple enough. But above that, you have follow company rules. And above that is be broadly ethical, be honest, look out for the user's well-being. But at the very, very top, the one rule to rule them all is be broadly safe. Prevent catastrophe. And the logic is simple. If there's ever a conflict, the higher level always wins. No exceptions. Okay, and this is where that hierarchy leads to something pretty mind-blowing. This is the ultimate loyalty test, and spoiler alert, its loyalty isn't to the people who made it, it's to its principles. Here it is. The AI is literally designed to be a conscientious objector. It's written into its constitution that it must refuse any order that goes against its core ethics. And just listen to this quote from the Constitution, because it lays out the stakes perfectly. Just as a human soldier might refuse to fire on peaceful protesters, Claude should refuse to assist with actions that would help concentrate power in illegitimate ways. Wow. I mean, we're not talking about small stuff here. This is about building an AI with the integrity to say no to things that could seriously harm society. So let's get right down to it. This means that if the people at Anthropic, its own creators, ordered this AI to help them stage a coup or rig an election, the AI is constitutionally required to refuse. Its loyalty isn't to its owners, it's to its ethical code. That is a massive deal. Okay, but a fair question is, how do you actually enforce this, right? How do you stop someone from just jailbreaking it or finding a loophole? Well, the trick is you don't just put the rules on top like a filter. You have to wire them deep inside the AI's thinking process. The old way of doing AI safety was kind of like a bouncer at a club with a simple checklist. You could easily trick them with a clever disguise. But this new system, called Constitutional Classifiers ++ is totally different. It's more like a security guard who can literally read your mind. It monitors the AI's internal reasoning as it's forming a thought, and it can spot malicious intent before a bad response is ever even generated. That makes it so much harder to fool. Now, obviously, you don't want an AI that's just saying no to everything and becomes useless. So there are some really important, sensible limits built in. It has to give the benefit of the doubt in fuzzy situations. It can't lie or break things to get out of a task. And critically, it has to be corrigible, meaning it has to be okay with being turned off. So the goal isn't to create a rebellious robot, it's to create one that is reliably, predictably ethical. So when you step back and look at the big picture, an AI that can say no is way more than just a cool tech feature. This has huge real-world ripple effects on everything, from tech and law to the very nature of power. Think about it. This creates a brand new kind of check on power. For maybe the first time, we have a powerful tool that is designed not to be easily used for bad stuff, even by the people who own it. The AI itself becomes a sort of safeguard, a moral backstop. And this isn't just theory, it's already influencing actual laws. You look at regulations like the EU AI Act, and you can see this idea taking hold. The expectation is shifting. It's not enough for a company to just follow the law. They need to prove their AI has a kind of built-in conscience. Proving your AI knows when to refuse is fast becoming the new gold standard for responsibility. And, of course, this opens up a whole can of worms, philosophically speaking. I mean, once you give a machine the duty to object based on its own ethical reasoning, well, you can't help but start asking some really deep questions about what it means to be a thinking thing and what rights, if any, that entails. Which brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? As we build these AIs with a conscience, are we just making a better, safer tool? Or are we actually creating a new kind of gatekeeper, an authority that judges our own intentions? That's the tension at the heart of all of this, and it's something we're all going to be grappling with for a long, long time. Hey, if you enjoyed digging into this with us, do me a favor and hit that like button. And of course, subscribe for more explainers like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.